Hi, welcome back to the channel. How do you get over the nerves when you're going for an interview? I know sometimes we're nervous. I remember myself, the first interview that I got, when I was looking for my first job. But even every time I have interviews for a position that I'm really interested in, I feel nervous. And it's good to be nervous to a certain point. But when you are nervous to the point where you feel paralyzed, where you start doubting yourself, then this is not good, because going with that mindset in an interview, you are likely to fail. And if you've been struggling with that, if you've been struggling with the nerves when you get to an interview and that makes you fail your interviews again and again and again, it doesn't have to be like that. It doesn't have to be your reality. And that's why I'm sharing today 5 tips that I believe are very important to implement if you want to pass your interviews, you want to give the best of yourself in your interviews. It's not great when you've prepared an interview, you have all the qualifications, you have all the skills, you are a great person, but you get to the interviews and you don't deliver. You don't deliver just because of the nerves. So if that's you, it will end today, and I want to share with you what worked for me in the past. So my name is Arthur, and this channel is to help ambitious professionals to stand out in their career, getting the jobs you want, getting to the salary level you want, or finding that career that will really passionate you. Because I know 95% of people hate their job, so you don't have to be that. You can be part of the 5% who actually have an amazing career and they develop themselves and they're really fulfilled in their career and they make money in the process. So if you like this channel, don't forget to subscribe to this channel. You can hit the notification clock, you can hit it. I don't mind. You can hit it. Hit that clock and also share it with people who also are in the right mindset like you. Because it's important to surround yourself with like-minded people so that we can develop ourselves, we can maximize our potential and our careers all together. Let's come back to it. 5 tips that I want to share with you, but I want you to stay till the end because I'm going to share with you one mindset tip. Have you ever heard the phrase, it's 90%, it's 80% of the work, the actions, and 20% of... Have you ever heard? I hope you know that everything in life that you succeed, it's 80% of mindset and 20% of actually strategy and actions. That mindset chip that I'm going to give you at the end will be the 80% that will help you implement what I'm going to share with you today, the 5 tips. So the first tip that I'm going to share with you today is you have to treat your interview as a meeting. You have to treat your interview as a discussion with a colleague. Because when you think about an interview, you have the feeling that you're going to an exam. You have the feeling that you're going to be judged. You have the feeling that you're going to be marked. And that creates nervosity. I mean, to me, that what made me nervous in the past is because I was putting a lot of pressure on myself when I was getting into the interview. But you have to realize that the interview is a chat between 2 colleagues, between 2 peers. And you have to realize that you are going for a chat with a colleague, not for an interview. That will change your approach. That will change the way you speak there because you will lift off a lot of pressure. And sometimes that's only what you want, to be better than before. So that was the first tip for me that helped me a lot. The second tip that helped me a lot is You have to research the company. You have to understand what the company does. You have to be confident about what that company is doing as a business and what are the latest news about the companies, what are the projects that they're working on. And you have to be confident in the fact that you can express it to the recruiter. You can show that you are interested in it. You can show that you understand what they do. You can show that you did your research. That shows that you are motivated. That shows that you just don't come like that, just to hang around. Because you will be surprised how many people go there in an interview without doing the research. This is a way to stand out immediately. Once you show the recruiter, the interviewer, that you've done your research. It's a simple step, but so many candidates overlook that step. That's why you will stand out just by doing it. That's the second tip. The third tip I want to share with you is you have to read the job description. You have to understand exactly what they are looking for, what skills, what experience, what degree. You have to have it in your mind. You have to have it like it's your soul. Because this is the first step for you to be able to match your experience, your speech, your tone, your demeanor, your posture, to match it with what they're looking for. So it's like, imagine you're going, you're going to a city and you don't have the map to get there. You don't have the GPS to get there. It's the same thing. You cannot go to the interview. You cannot go to the war and you don't have your gun. It's the same thing. You cannot go to the interview and you don't know what's your target. You don't know your target very well. You cannot get onto your car. You go to a city that you don't know, you don't have your GPS. You will never get there. You will never hit the target. You have to know the target like it is your baby. You have to understand, you have to read the job description. It's so important because you will understand the skills they're looking for. You will understand their expectations. This is the starting point to succeed in an interview. And also, it will calm your nerves because you will have the knowledge. You will feel less stressed. You will feel more confident. That's the third tip. Tip number 4. You have to prepare in advance some questions. You have to start thinking about the different questions that they can ask you. And you always have like regular questions like, tell me about yourself, like what are your strengths and your weaknesses? And like, tell me about a time when. And this is that little step of preparation. This is where you will start preparing your answers. You will even start practicing your answers. This will demonstrate to you that you are able to deliver that speech, to deliver that description, to present yourself, to tell the story, all that you need to prepare for it. That's a critical tip. Prepare for the interview. Rehearse in front of your mirror if you need to. But do that until you are comfortable delivering that speech, comfortable answering to that question, tell me about yourself. And in your preparation, you will have to chip in what are your skills, chip in what your experience, your achievements, the type of person you are. You have to use that structure. I call it SIT, right? S for skills, E for experience, A for achievement, T for type of person you are. You have to create answers demonstrating and delivering those 4 components. And you have to practice them until it feels natural. Because sometimes it gets you nervous. You don't know what you're going to say. You're not sure you're going to say it well. You don't know what will be your mood when you get into that interview room. But once you prepare that, once it's natural, it becomes a habit. And once it's a habit, you don't think about it anymore. So you cannot be nervous for it. You are just focused. Your mind is focused because you know you have those important questions right. There's another video on this channel where I cover those important questions and how to answer them. Don't hesitate to go and find it on the channel, but prepare for it. I'd say tip that is, it can change the interview rate. You can get a dream job just with that. And the last thing I'm going to share with you then is, you have to prepare questions for the interviewer. Every single interview, at the end of the interviewer will ask you if you have questions for him or for her. This is your opportunity. Sometimes even the best opportunity to show to the interviewer that you are the best candidate. This is where I was making the difference in my interviews. Because when you are young and you don't have experience, how do you make a difference? How do you stand out so that the interviewer still remember you after having seen 10, 20, 30 candidates? It's with the questions at the end, because it shows that you are the right fit. It shows that you are interested. And I want to share with you now the questions that you should ask at the bare minimum. The first question that you should ask is, what advice will you give to the candidate when it starts this position? What advice will you give? It shows that you are projecting yourself and you are success oriented, because you're already seeing yourself in the position and you are already looking for feedback, looking for mentoring to ensure that your first steps in the role will be a success. That's a great question to ask. The second question that you can ask is, what's the culture like here? It's also very great because you already see yourself basking in that company culture. You already see yourself successful and working with that interviewer even. The third question that you should ask as well is, what challenges the company face and how can I position help the company? That it means that you already feel connected to the company. It means that you already want to bring value to the table. You are aware of that. You show that you will be a great employee. You show that you will be an employee of value that will always think about the best interest of the company. That's something that is for you. Like, so many candidates don't do that. If you do that, the interviewer won't forget you. That's for sure. And the last tip that I want to share with you is, what do I need to concentrate for the next 30 days when I start this role? So the interviewer will start picturing you in that role in his mind so that he can answer you. And once he pictures you and he hadn't pictured anyone else, it's very difficult for him or her to choose someone else. So this is what I wanted to share with you. Those tips helped me tremendously, because before I applied those tips, I could see the frustration, feel the nerves, and I was failing my interviews. And once I started applying those tips, I was more calm, I was more conversational, and I was more engaging in my interviews. And that showed in my success. So now we come to the mindset tip that I wanted to share with you. I promised you that, right? So the mindset tip that I wanted to share with you is, you have to understand that recruiters are also nervous. They are nervous because they have an open position and they have to fill that position. So they want you to be the good candidate. They want you to have the right skills. They want you to have the right experience. They want you to have the right type of personality. But most of it, they want you to deliver at your best, because they are looking for best candidates. So they're also nervous and they also need someone. So they also need you. So once you understand that, once you have that mindset, it's completely different because you know that they're looking for you, for the best you. So you get into that knowing that it's a win-win situation that you are looking for. So you give your best. They are open to listen to you because they want you to be their best candidates. So I hope this helps you. And if you need help on, an interview that is coming up or in your career because you want to stand out, or maybe you want that dream job, or you just need strategies, the way to approach your career so that you maximize that career and making money in the process, there's a link below this video. You can click on it and book a call with me, and I will help you get that dream job. I will help you pass that interview. I will help you conquer those nerves. But until then, I see you in another video. Thank you for listening. Bye-bye.